Homegrown. Who are your top three picks for MCs you would like to work with in the future? Top three.
Steel City Homegrown. What's up, brother? Top three MCs. Let's see. I would love to work with Big Daddy Kane. I'd like to do a track with him where just, going back lyrically, get him back in the vein of him spitting lyrics. Um, like it was 88, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like
Like that would be
16,
amazing.
16, back and forth 16s would be so sick with you two.
I would love to do that with Big Daddy Kane. Let me pick two more. Let's see. Who else would I want to do something with? I'd like to do something with RZA
Oh my
at
god, that'd be
some
sick.
point, and I would like to do something with Havoc.
Havoc.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like, obviously I mean, Havoc all around, you know what I mean? But definitely from on the beat tip, it would be great to be produced by him.
Yeah.
Uh, RZA just on any level because he's so unorthodox and he's
Yes.
he's the leader of Wu Tang. So, you know what I mean? I think Necro finally collaborating with him, I wouldn't allow it to be anything but immaculate.
Right.
Basically, the fan base would love it.
You ever
Here's
met
what I
those
learned.
guys? You ever? Okay, go ahead.
What's your question?
I was gonna say, have you ever met any of the members of Wu Tang?
I did a beat for Raekwon. I gave him a free beat called
Nice.
Jihad on Cuban
Okay.
Links 2, and I met him before. I did a song with You God and met him before.
Nice.
Those are the main two dudes, You God and Raekwon, that I've met
Raekwon
before.
didn't. I'm pretty sure Raekwon's opened up a studio in Toronto. He's living in Canada part of the time.
I heard something about that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck though. I mean,
No.
that's good for him though.
Yep. Good for him.
Um, but yeah, I'm just saying, like I don't focus too much on what other dudes are doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm worried about Necro Studios in Brooklyn, baby.
So Big Daddy Kane, RZA, and Havoc.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah,
That
that
would
would
be
be interesting.
on one track. Would be sick. You and RZA on a Havoc beat would be insane.
That would be beautiful too. You know what I'm
That would be
saying? And
insane.
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't worry too much about doing shit with other people because I look at it like this. In the end of the day, I got to build my own legacy. I know to my fan base, I'm a legend,
Hmm.
and in the end of the day, like you have to understand, life is short, right? Life is fucking short, and so I've already given up on trying to get other people to fuck with me.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I've already realized they're not going to fuck with me.
Yeah, if they
They're
ask,
not
they
going to fuck
ask.
with me for a bunch of reasons. Number one, they're not going to fuck with me because I'm white. Now, I'm not saying people don't fuck with people just because they're white. No, I'm a very special white. Okay, I'm a white Jew
Yeah.
that punches people in the face. That makes me already somebody that you can't play me, you can't sun me, you
right.
can't treat me like you might treat them other suckers.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't like that. They like people they can make a bitch out of.
Right.
This is just how it is. I'm telling you, somebody who's dealt with the whole business my whole career.
Hmm.
If people can't bitch you out or son you or make you their son, like they're above you,
Right.
they fucking don't like you. You know what I mean? And
Right.
here's the thing: I don't feel like nobody's above me.
Hmm.
When you're younger, you salute people. You
You're
do.
looking
And
up to people.
you,
Yeah.
you get to a point where you establish yourself as a man. If people don't respect Necro in 2022 as an official OG legend, like you could suck my dick at that point.
Right.
I don't give a fuck at this point now. You know what I mean?
No.
Now
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to work with you. Life is short. I'm gonna do what I do for the people that love me.
Hmm.
I'm blessed. God bless. Alien bless. Satan bless.
Whatever the
Whoever's our
fuck.
higher
Hmm.
spiritual being, bless that
Hmm.
fucking universe, that star, for allowing me to have 385,000 monthly listeners, which equals 2
Yeah. I
million
saw
monthly
that. I
listeners.
saw that. That's
Yeah, it's like
insane.
2 million listeners a year on Spotify. And then if you add up all the other platforms, YouTube's, I'm probably got like 3 million different humans that will listen to something from Necro.
That's
Like
amazing.
people go, yo, you're underrated. Da, da, da. You're acting as if nobody's listening to me.
Right. And
You're
that's not
acting
true.
as you're acting as if I haven't not worked for anybody for 20 years.
Hmm.
Like, you know why they say I'm underrated? Because the people that they want to like me don't show me
Don't.
love.
Yeah.
So because they don't see Dr. Dre or Eminem ever showing the Necro love, they think that means I'm underrated.
Mm. No.
But there's
No.
reasons Eminem will never show me love. Because I've met him before.
Okay.
He just don't want to give me love. So
Right.
he either doesn't like me or he thinks I suck. It's
Right.
either one or the other.
One or the other. One or the other.
But here's the thing. Why does my relevance as a musician
Depend on
have to
him.
be based upon what fucking another dude thinks?
No, you're
Just
making
because-
it. You're living in New York, fucking making a fucking living off your business. So fuck anybody who fucks with that.
But this is the mentality of people. They have this
Yeah.
fucking mentality that if blah 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 doesn't show you love, so people go, "Oh, Necro's underrated as a beat maker." I'm not underrated to my fans. To my fans, they
kidding.
listen to me every day.
Right.
I would not be able to live as a rapper if my fans didn't listen to Necro every day. I would have to go work at fucking the supermarket. So if people are listening to me every day, why do you think I'm underrated? You know why? Because they go on these little fucking groups and chats where people make lists, right? Now, who's making the list? Is it a Necro fan? I bet you if you ask a Necro fan to make a list, I'm going to be in the top 10 every time.
Right. Yeah.
Or top 5.
Yeah.
So you're going and looking at a list made by a J. Cole fan.
Right. Of course.
Who's putting Kanye West, Eminem,
Right.
you know, this guy, that guy, and he doesn't list Necro. So now that means Necro's underrated? Nah.
Nah.
Okay.
So.
So then you might feel, because you go to a lot of black forums from black fans that are not showing me love. But here's the thing. My demographic is only 5% black.
Right.
So for people to understand what that means, black people are not really fucking with Necro music. Not on a huge level. You understand? 5% fuck with me. That means you're going to have some black Necro fans that are as black as anybody black on the planet.
I've met a couple in my day.
And listen, and they're cool as fuck, and I love them.
Yeah.
Any human I love. Latinos, I have about 15% fan base. So it's approximately about 85% white boys for the most part.
Right.
You know, or 80% white boy, 15% Latino, 5% black.
Okay.
So this doesn't mean I like white people more than everybody else. It just happens that I resonate with white boys.
Yeah, like I'm sure
a
Eminem
lot of
has
rugged white boys.
I'm sure Eminem has a lot more white followers than, let's say, someone like Kendrick Lamar, right? Like, it's just how it is.
Right. Exactly. And but here's the thing. That was part of the whole beef between Lord Jamar talking all that shit. He's saying nobody in the hood listens to Eminem.
Right.
Exactly. And there's a good chance people in the hood are not listening to Eminem.
That's right.
Unless he's on a song with someone black that month.
That's
but
right.
like an Eminem solo song probably is not the number one joint played. Where Drake is humongous in the black market.
Yeah.
So now, what will certain people say? This is how twisted hip-hop is. Oh, well, Necro's 80% of his fans are white boys. Yeah, that's because nobody black would want to hear his shit because he's not real. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, white boys are all wannabes. They're corny. This is the mentality of the media and how they're so racist against white people. Yeah. I can understand if you don't like racist white people.
Racist white people
but we're talking about music now. Yeah. Now, we're not talking about racism and that now. We're talking literally music. The reason that white boys 80% fuck with me is because they relate to me, because they're seeing someone who looks like them, who doesn't take shit, speaks his mind, and they relate. This is the same way the black community is going to relate with Tupac and Biggie and Snoop. Because why? Why aren't they looking at Necro and going and loving me? Because they don't fuck with me.
They might not relate to you.
This is why I'm so big, let's say, in somewhere like Australia.
Right.
Australia's no, when people think of Australia, there's obviously people of color in Australia. Yep. But Australia has a big population where it's just white people, and they're not judging Necro. They don't look at Necro and go, Necro's not real enough. Necro's a Jew. The Latinos in Cali, I've never heard anybody have a problem with me being a white Jew from Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. They don't have that feeling against me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always been, the music is dope. I'm getting Okay, here's the fucked up part. A lot of times in the black community, I'm going to be judged on my skin color before they even hear the rap.
That's
Fuck
right.
this corny white kid. He's a
Right.
wannabe.
Right.
A white boy is going to listen to me probably first and give me a chance and then decide if he likes it or not. Because
Right.
he's not, the first thing he's thinking is not, oh, he's white.
Right.
Because he is white. So he's not going to
Right.
be racist against himself.
Right. Yep. Makes sense.
I mean, this is just the truth. Here's the
Hey,
problem:
man.
is a lot of people will debate what I'm saying. They don't ever want to hear. Yo, there's people that are white boys in the industry, and if I ever bring this convo up, they argue with me that I'm wrong. Nah, and they'll immediately bring up a white guy that's doing well at the time.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, if I said what I'm saying to certain people, the first thing out of them, what about Jack Harlow? He's a white guy being accepted by blacks.
Right.
What about Jack Harlow? Okay, so because one dude or two or three dudes are being accepted, if first of all, a lot of times these dudes are signed to major labels, they're being co-signed by black artists.
Mhm.
If the black community sees you're being co-signed by 10 other black people, they might fuck with you more.
Right.
I did a whole album with G-Rap,
I know,
and the
it's
black
insane.
community did not co-sign me.
Isn't that weird?
And that album by underground, real hip-hop heads say that the album's amazing.
Right.
How is it I didn't get more fans from doing that album?
I don't know.
Because those fans of G-Rap, a lot of them are in their 40s. And they're not trying to hear some white boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they don't look at G-Rap like that. They look at
Right.
G-Rap as the representation of the dopest black rapper.
Right.
And even though G-Rap's always been down with other cultures, he even had a white boy down with him at one point, named White Boy.
Right.
It was a rapper named White Boy from Queens, and back in the day, and in the early '90s.
Right.
G-Rap's never been racist. G-Rap, like if you chill to G-Rap, he doesn't care about color really.
Right.
Like
You would
here's
even
the thing:
talk about it.
other people might care about color, and he has to deal with those people. But him personally, if you're kicking it with him, you will never feel like when you're hanging with G-Rap that he thinks you're a white boy. You won't get that feeling. Like,
you won't even talk about it. It won't even happen. Yeah.
Nah, he'll just treat you the way you treat
Like
him.
a human, yeah, exactly.
If you're nice to G-Rap and you show him respect and you're cool and you guys get along and you're laughing and you have something in common, whether it could be drinking Hennessy or or rap or lyricism or he's just cool. And listen, there's a lot of people from all sides of colors that are cool, good people that don't care.
Right.
It's the media and the majority.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
It's not saying that there ain't black people that don't like necro, and then there's white people that are not racist. There's many white people that are not racist.
Agreed.
But when we talk about majorities of people, a lot of times the majority is not special, like I might be, or your black homie, or your, you know what I'm saying, or your Arab friend. You're a Jew and you have an Arab friend that's your boy, but yet
I do.
Right, okay, but that's because somehow you clicked personally.
Yeah, music
where maybe his family might not necessarily
took him a while. His brothers were kind of dicks off the first while, but we met in a show in town. My band was playing, and he was a fan of the band, so we went from that.
Okay, but you see my point? So now
totally.
his brothers didn't accept you because they don't know you.
Right.
And that's just how they feel. You didn't click with them.
Nope.
So like I clicked with G-Rap, so we clicked on a human level. My engineer, Elliot Thomas, is black.
Right.
I'm working with him 20 years.
Right.
We can even joke with each other. And we talk racial shit to each other. Like just taunting each other as our own
that's
comedy.
How it should be, man. That's how it fucking should be.
Well, because because he can kind of say what he wants to say to me.
And you won't be
offended. It's like, I know he loves me. And vice versa. So we're able to just kind of like, and then we just might be fucking with each other. Yeah. And just say some crazy, wild, racist shit to each other for comedy purposes. Exactly. Like it's comedy. We wouldn't say it to other people because it's some homie shit. And this is the way it's always been in the hood. This is why I was using the N-word the whole time as I was a kid. Right. Is because I was being called the N-word by all the blacks I was down with.
Right.
So when I was in high school and everybody would play on the table, boom, boom, da, boom, 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 ba, and we all rhyme, all the kids I hung with in junior high school and high school were black. I didn't hang with white boys as a little kid
Right.
because nobody was into rap that was white like that, except,
Right.
well, my brother and so the Latinos and the blacks accepted me. I used to be called the white Coogee rap.
Nice.
Yeah. When I was young, I'm talking like 12, 13, the kids in school, because I was rhyming, I'm white, and I was rapping a lot of, violent shit.
Right.
Guns, murder, same shit as Necro now. Like
right.
From day one, like I started out. So anyway, I would get called the N-word. Blacks would come up to me, yo, what up, nigga?
Right. It was just
I'd be like, what up, man? I didn't necessarily immediately reply back, yeah, what up, nigga?
Right.
But like first, like they'd come up to me, what up, nigga?
Right.
So now, if I'm talking about shit and I'm with them and we're hanging, I might say, yeah, niggas know I keep it real.
Right.
Just talking like as if it's slang.
Right.
Niggas know shit's real. Doesn't even mean that it has to be a black person. Niggas know shit real could be, I'm talking about a Latino person.
They know it's real. That's all it means.
Well, my boys, whoever I'm with, never tested me. What are you saying? What?
Right. Right.
Because that's how it was in New York. Bottom line, if you were willing to fight, if you were the type of dude that fought, nobody tested you on that type of shit. You didn't get tested. Right. You know what I mean? There's a show with me online on YouTube. You look up NECRO, 1992 live. I'm on stage. The entire crowd is black. I'm rapping. I'm 16 years old.
Yeah.
In 90, I'm 16. I'm saying the N-word nonstop, bro.
Wow.
Me and my brother are rapping. We did the whole show a cappella. The reason we did the whole show a cappella was because back then I thought that was the best way for people to really hear how we rhymed. Because a lot of times when you did shows and there was music,
the beat was too
loud. It would clutter the words and you wouldn't hear it. We wanted to be acknowledged so much as white boys that rhyme that me and my brother were like, yeah, we'll do the show a cappella.
Fuck the beats, yeah.
And we destroyed it, bro. And not one black person had an issue with me. This is, bro, I'm on stage in front of a black crowd saying the N-word before Wu-Tang even dropped.
Right.
Wu-Tang had not dropped it. Because this was 92, bro. Mm-hmm. It was before Nas came out, bro.
Wow.
That's how long I've been doing it.
No shit.
So I come from a certain time span that when people see me now in 2020 or 2010 or when I was with G-Rap and they see the way I talk, they think I'm one of those white kids that didn't come from where I fucking came from.
Exactly.
They don't understand that if I didn't have white skin...
Me, for example, I'm a white guy who did not come anywhere close to where you grew up, man. Like, totally opposite.
Look, here's the thing. If I didn't have white skin, nobody would have a problem with me. I would be considered a wild dude.
Yeah.
Yo, Necro's wild. Like, the way they thought a lot of rappers are wild. DMX is wild the way he's crazy at certain times.
Right.
Because when you're white, if you have the swagger of someone black or like a black rapper, automatically haters want to, he's a wigger. He's trying to be.
Exactly.
He wants to be. That. But notice one crazy shit. Nobody has an issue with being an Italian mobster. No. All these black rappers call themselves Meyer Lansky, Bugsy, Luciano, Gotti.
Right.
How is it all you dudes are Italian and Jewish gangsters, and that's okay? You could be like my ancestors, but Necro's a fucking wannabe because I'm adopting your culture to my flavor.
The world's so fucking twisted.
You know, and here's the thing: was I really adopting black flavor if I grew up in the projects with blacks? It would be if I didn't grow up in the projects and then I adopted it. You could say, well, you were never from here. Right. But if I'm in the projects and my neighbor is Puerto Rican, my neighbor's black, some of us are cool, some of us beef, we deal with each other. I'm fighting black kids every day.
Yep, they're fighting you. You're fighting white kids.
No, what I'm saying is you're all in the same culture. You can't say I'm not part of Brooklyn, New York street hip hop culture. It's not a fact. You can't exclude me because I'm a white Jew.
No, you can't. You can't.
You understand? Because now you're being racist.
Yep. And
You're going to my race and you're trying to take away my upbringing because you fucking are a racist cocksucker.
Yeah,
you're
that
wrong.
Exists.
Okay, so, it is. Listen, it is what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Somebody wrote, Jewish isn't a skin color. Nah, man, but Jewish is considered like, I'm an Italian, I'm Irish, I'm Jewish. Okay, the way it is in New York, they don't understand because they're probably not from New York City. In New York City, for example, okay, the way it worked is if you were Italian, your parents' Italian heritage, you would identify as an Italian. You're not from Italy, technically. You grew up in Queens, but your family might have come from Italy, so you're an Italian. Me, my ancestry is Jewish, so I would be considered a Jew. Sure, we're white, but the same way blacks. Not all blacks are Haitian. Not all blacks are Nigerian. Not all blacks are African. Not all blacks are Jamaican. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep,
you could be black, but that don't mean you're Haitian.
Right.
Matter of fact, as a kid, Jamaicans and Haitians used to beef with each other. They didn't like each other. They would actually beef. There would be crews that were Haitian and crews that were Jamaican, and they would fight each other.
Right.
And insult each other. Like if you're Haitian, the Jamaicans would see you less and blah, blah, blah. There was so much division. Bro, in the projects, I'm white and a Russian kid from Russia is white, right? The Russian parents wouldn't let the Russians hang out with us because we were considered Americans. It could be a Russian Jew, and I'm an American Jew, but I was considered an American. So the Russian family would be like, you do not hang out with anyone American. Because back then was the 80s and the Cold War.
Right.
Remember? So Russia, if somebody just came from Russia in 1981 or whatever, and I become friends with that parent's kid in the projects, their parents are like, stay away from the Americans.
Right.
Even though we're both Jewish.
Right.
So my Russian friends, I can never go up into their apartment in the projects.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And then the black parents are kicking me out because I'm a white boy.
Unbelievable.
I got kicked out of my best friend's house, Ernie. His mother said, get that honky out of my fucking house.
Honky.
Yeah, and I'm a little kid at the time. So I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, no kidding.
But I could feel the hate as a little kid. I could feel as a kid, you could feel being not wanted.
Yeah.
When the parents get that honky out of my house.
It's that spidey sense you were talking about earlier. That's probably existed since
and Ernie started crying.
Right.
So I'm aware that my boy doesn't want me to leave. He's black. I'm in his house. We're playing. But his mother probably she was so angry about what she was dealing with probably in the 60s and 70s with white people. She was like, I don't want no white kid in my fucking apartment playing with my kid. But as kids, we didn't care. Color didn't matter.
Didn't even it wasn't even
Listen,
a thing
color didn't matter. You know what mattered?
You didn't even think about it, yeah.
You know what mattered to kids?
Character.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. motherfucking Joe.
G.I. Joe is what mattered to white and black kids in the projects, not being white or black.
Right.
Which G.I. Joe character you got? You got Snake Eyes? Then everyone wants to be your friend.
Yeah,
if you had Snake Eyes, everybody wanted to be your fucking friend.
That's right. Listen, Necro, I gotta piss. Can you entertain these guys for 2 seconds while I piss? You want to read a super
tell me the next
okay, the
one that we missed, and I'll answer.
This is the one. It's $20 a year. One of the best. I am a hip hop head. Found this guy years ago.